the weight of thought. There is a certain kind of person who walks through the world differently. They pause where others rush. They question where others accept. They notice what others overlook. Deep thinkers. People for whom the surface of life is never enough. People who feel compelled to peel back layers, uncover meaning, and confront truth, even when the truth is uncomfortable. Socrates once said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." For the deep thinker, this isn't just a quote, it is a way of being. This video is a journey into the mind of deep thinkers. How they see the world, why they question everything, and what it truly means to think deeply in a world obsessed with speed. Section 1: The Curse and Gift of Awareness. Deep thinkers often feel separated from the world, not by choice but by perception. They see connections others ignore. They notice patterns that most people miss. Nietzsche wrote, "And those who were seen dancing were thought to be insane by those who could not hear the music." This single line captures the essence of the deep thinker. Their world is rich with layers, possibilities, and hidden rhythms. But because they perceive differently, they are often misunderstood. To think deeply is both a blessing and a burden. Alan Watts famously said, "You are an aperture through which the universe is looking at itself." A beautiful idea, but also a heavy one. Because when you see through that aperture clearly, you witness not only the beauty of existence, but its chaos, its contradictions, and its tragic impermanence. Marcus Aurelius, a philosopher emperor who spent his life confronting the weight of awareness, wrote, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." Deep thinkers intuitively understand this. They know that reality is not fixed, it is interpreted. And with that knowledge comes the responsibility, and sometimes the loneliness, of searching for a deeper truth. Section 2: The Art of Asking Better Questions. Deep thinkers are rarely satisfied with answers. In fact, they are often less interested in answers than they are in the questions that shape them. Plato once wrote, "Wise men speak because they have something to say, fools because they have to say something." And from that perspective, the deep thinker recognizes a profound truth. Most people talk, but few truly inquire. Questions are the philosopher's tools. Challenges to the assumptions we never thought to question. René Descartes began his entire philosophical project with a single act of doubt. He wrote, "If you would be a real seeker after truth, it is necessary that at least once in your life you doubt, as far as possible, all things." To doubt everything is terrifying. It strips away certainty. It collapses the world as we know it. But it also opens the door to genuine understanding. The deep thinker knows that growth begins with discomfort. Like Nietzsche wrote, "You must have chaos within you to give birth to a dancing star." Section 3: Freedom through Thought. Deep thinking is not just about understanding reality. It is about liberating oneself from illusions. Lao Tzu said, "When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be." This reflects a core truth. Deep thinkers challenge the identities handed to them. Societal labels, expectations, roles, and beliefs. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." By questioning their own mind, deep thinkers begin to dismantle the invisible cages built by fear, insecurity, and conditioning. This mental freedom is powerful and equally unsettling, because once you begin to think for yourself, you no longer fit neatly into the world that shaped you. Soren Kierkegaard described this feeling perfectly. Anxiety is the dizziness of freedom. To see clearly is to lose comfort. To think deeply is to sacrifice simplicity. But in that sacrifice lies liberation. Section 4: Time, Mortality, and the Urge to Understand. Deep thinkers often wrestle with mortality, not out of fear, but out of fascination. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." To the deep thinker, death is not merely an end. It is a teacher. It urges presence. It clarifies meaning. It strips away the trivial and illuminates what truly matters. Montaigne wrote, "To philosophize is to learn how to die." This doesn't mean obsessing over death. It means recognizing the fragility of existence so we can appreciate its fleeting beauty. Deep thinkers understand that the value of life is inseparable from its finiteness. Because we die, everything matters. Because time is short, time is precious. Alan Watts expanded on this idea. The meaning of life is just to be alive. It is so plain and so obvious and so simple. Yet everybody rushes around in a great panic, as if it were necessary to achieve something beyond themselves. Deep thinkers pause. They breathe. They reflect. And in that reflection, they find a clarity that the noise of life cannot offer. Section 5, The Search for Self. Perhaps the deepest question a human being can ask is simply, who am I? This question has haunted philosophers for thousands of years. Carl Jung wrote, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life and you will call it fate." Deep thinkers dive into the unconscious. They confront their shadows. They peel back layers of identity until only the essence remains. But this quest is lifelong. Nietzsche declared, "Become who you are." A strange line, because how can one become what they already are? Yet this is the paradox of self-discovery. We are born as potential, shaped by society, and eventually challenged to rediscover ourselves through our own perception. The deep thinker understands that identity is not found. It is created. Section 6, Solitude and the Inner World. Deep thinkers often retreat into solitude, not to escape the world, but to understand it. Schopenhauer observed, "A man can be himself only so long as he is alone." This is not a rejection of people. It is a recognition that the inner world becomes clearer in silence. In solitude, thought expands. In solitude, questions deepen. In solitude, the mind reveals truths hidden beneath the noise. Rilke offered timeless advice. The only journey is the one within. Deep thinkers walk this inner path constantly, discovering that within the self lies the entire universe. But solitude can also create distance, a sense of being out of sync with others. As Kierkegaard said, people demand freedom of speech as a compensation for the freedom of thought which they seldom use. Deep thinkers are outsiders not because they choose to be, but because the world rarely values the depth they seek. Section 7, The Pain and Beauty of Understanding. To think deeply is to feel deeply. With great awareness comes great sensitivity. To human suffering, to injustice, to existential uncertainty. Nietzsche wrote, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." Deep thinkers often search for their why with relentless intensity. Because meaning is not optional for them. It is essential. And yet, the deeper they dive, the more contradictions they uncover. Life is beautiful and tragic, joyful and painful, meaningful and meaningless. Albert Camus confronted this paradox and concluded, "In the depth of winter, I finally learned that within me there lay an invincible summer." Deep thinkers hold both truths at once. The coldness of reality and the warmth of meaning they create for themselves. This balance between suffering and insight is the hallmark of a philosophical mind. Section 8, The Search for Truth in a World of Illusion. We live in an age of distraction. Attention is fragmented. Information is endless. Noise is everywhere. And yet, deep thinkers continue to search for what is real. Plato's allegory of the cave describes this perfectly. How could they see anything but the shadows if they were never allowed to move their heads? Most people remain in the cave, facing illusions, believing the shadows. Deep thinkers turn their heads. They question the shadows. They walk toward the light. But leaving the cave is painful. It means abandoning comforting illusions. It means confronting truths that others would rather ignore. This is why the philosopher is often seen as difficult, strange, or disruptive. Their clarity threatens the stability of the illusion. But for them, truth, even painful truth, is freedom. Section 9. Connection, empathy, and understanding others. Deep thinking is not an escape from humanity. It is a deeper connection to it. Lao Tzu said, "Knowing others is intelligence, knowing yourself is true wisdom." Deep thinkers recognize that to understand others, you must first understand yourself, your fears, desires, biases, and wounds. This self-knowledge expands empathy. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." Deep thinkers appreciate the fragility and interconnectedness of life. They feel compassion for others because they see themselves in others. They know that beneath every action lies a story. Beneath every flaw lies a wound. Beneath every human lies shared humanity. Section 10. Living authentically in an inauthentic world. The deepest struggle for any philosophical mind is the tension between authenticity and conformity. Nietzsche urged, "No one can build you the bridge on which you must cross the river of life." In other words, you must live life on your own terms. But society pressures individuals to conform, to follow the script, to choose safety over truth. Deep thinkers resist this pressure, not for rebellion's sake, but for integrity. Kierkegaard wrote, "The crowd is untruth," meaning, truth emerges not from the many, but from the individual willing to think independently. To live authentically means saying yes to your inner voice, and no to the expectations that drown it out. Section 11. The infinite journey of thought. The mind of a deep thinker is never finished. Every answer becomes a new question. Every insight becomes a new mystery. Socrates claimed the greatest wisdom is knowing one's own ignorance. I know that I know nothing. Far from being discouraging, this realization frees the thinker. Ignorance is not failure. It is the horizon that invites exploration. Alan Watts described life as a dance, not a destination. We do not come into this world, we come out of it like leaves from a tree. To think deeply is to participate consciously in that dance. To wonder, to question, to explore, to be endlessly curious. Conclusion: the world needs deep thinkers. In a world that values speed, deep thinkers bring depth. In a world obsessed with noise, they bring clarity. In a world driven by distraction, they bring attention. In a world terrified of uncertainty, they bring questions that open new possibilities. The world has always been shaped by those who dared to think beyond the visible. Those who saw the shadows on the cave wall and asked, "What if there is more?" The deep thinker may feel alone at times, but their role is essential. As Rumi said, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." Deep thinkers are the ones willing to examine the wound, to face the discomfort, the paradox, the uncertainty, because they know that within it lies understanding. And perhaps in the end, that is the highest purpose of a deep thinker. Not to escape the world, but to illuminate it.